Hey guys, welcome back to Justin Reads Romance. I'm Justin, and today I'm going to be going over the books that I want to read in March. So I'm going to first start off with talking about the books that my patrons picked out. These are exclusive books that I will be reviewing in vlog format. I will eventually talk about them in like my weekly wrap-ups, but I am going to do a vlog on these two books and I'm really excited about them. So the first book that was picked by the spinner wheel was Rootbound by DeWitt. I've only read one book by this author, but I really loved it. Funny Feelings was really phenomenal. And Rootbound is about a girl who has been estranged from her family for like 20 years. I say a girl, a woman. You know, she's been estranged from her family for like 20 years. They own a ranch. And I think she is also recently divorced, and she's a photographer, and I think that she has to go back to her ranch because there might be a movie or a TV show being filmed on that ranch, and she's been hired maybe for photography purposes. I'm not quite sure. But it forces her to go back to her hometown and confront her family, who she hasn't talked to in a long time. The hero of the story is kind of like an adopted son who the family took in and gave him a home and raised him, so he's very loyal to them. And I think he sees the heroine as somebody who maybe will hurt his family, his found family, and so he feels very protective of them. So I'm imagining that they're probably going to have an antagonistic relationship, possibly. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this. I really enjoyed DeWitt's writing and Funny Feelings, and I really hope that I come away with the same feelings for this book. The second book that was picked was Axel by Lola Wright. This is the second book in the Devil's Angels MC series. And this one specifically was recommended, so I'm not going to try to attempt to read the first one before I read the second one. I'm just jumping straight in. And the heroine, she's just like a normal, everyday girl. I think she's an accountant, and she witnesses something, a murder, I don't know, something illegal probably, and she may or may not need to seek protection from this MC, or this MC is the one where she witnessed the crime and like they were the one committing it, and like, I don't know, Axel is the vice president of this MC, and it seems like he's trying to get his club, his motorcycle club, maybe more on the straight and narrow. It seems like they have like legitimate businesses. So I'm not quite sure how that dynamic plays out. The synopsis was pretty vague, but I'm a little intrigued, mostly by the flaming motorcycle on the cover. I don't know, it looks kind of cool. So yeah, those are the two books that I will be reading for an exclusive vlog, and then I'll let you know later on down the month what I think about these books. And then we have the new releases that I'm most excited about. This isn't to say that these are the only new releases that I'm excited about, but I want to keep my TBR pretty small just because of how my February went. I started rereading a whole lot toward the end of February, so I didn't read a lot of new to me books. So I'm going to limit the amount of books that I'm putting on my March TBR, so this is going to be like short and sweet. But the books I'm most looking forward to are Mafia Target by Mila Finelli. This one's coming out on March 14th. Oh my god, I absolutely love this series, the Kings of Italy series. It is a little bit bonkers, but I love it. In this book, she had shared a teaser after Mafia Madman, which is my favorite of the series so far. And I'm just so for it. It's about this son of a Don who is pretty much on the run. He is living under assumed names because he is gay, and he has had one hit out on him like already. So he's trying to live away from his family. The problem is he has another hit out on him, and literally one of the most skilled snipers there ever was is the person coming after him. And the teaser showed that our sniper, Alessio, is a little bit fascinated by Giulio, and they kind of had this random hookup in a club, and then later on Giulio realizes, once his dad's like, oh my god, I've been trying to call you, this is serious, someone has taken out a hit on you for a lot of money, and we have a really big problem because it's Alessio. And he was like, oh yeah, I heard about him, can someone send me a picture so I can just like, you know, be on the lookout for him? And then he realizes that this is the guy that he hooked up with in the club, and he's like, oh my god, what is happening? So anyway, very excited about Mafia Target. The other book I'm really excited about is Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. Now this book, from what I understand, it might be in novella length, and it was published already, maybe in an anthology or something. And she's actually either adding on to the book or just republishing it as, you know, a standalone. And it's within the world of Nyaxia, which is what The Serpent and the Wings of Night book is a part of, this book. So it's not technically part of the main story of the series, but I'm still very excited to read it. And the premise is that we have this girl, I'm assuming she's human, and she lives in this town, and apparently it's God cursed. There's something going on, and it even says like she's been dying for years, so I don't know if she has like an illness, this like chronic thing that eventually she's going to die young. But something about this god curse is affecting her town and the people that she loves. So she decides to make a bargain with this vampire. And this is like, vampires are seen as, you know, pretty malicious. They look down on humans, but she's made a bargain for like 6 vials of blood. And somehow maybe it helps the town and maybe her, not quite sure. But I'm pretty sure it's a romance between her and the vampire that she makes a bargain with. So I'm very excited about this one. This is March 21st. And then the final new release that I'm looking forward to is actually a new to me author. And I'm actually not sure if this is her debut novel, but it's The Witch and the Vampire by Francesco Flores. I'm like on a vampire kick right now. But this is kind of a Rapunzel retelling from what I understand. A sapphic Rapunzel retelling. And that comes out on March 21st as well. And I just like really love this cover. I can't lie. Like the cover is definitely what caught my attention first. I'm like, hi, tell me more about this book. And then I was like, I'm also gravitating towards retellings right now, and I don't know why. A lot of them that I've already picked up, they really haven't done it for me. But I keep going back for more. One of these days, a retelling is going to absolutely blow my mind, and it's going to be worth it. And for my 12 Friends Challenge, I did not read the book I was supposed to read in February. That was Next to You, and recommended by Caitlin. So I am going to read that for March, but I also decided to try to play catch up because I, plan to read one per month. That would be, a book per month, and I'd complete that challenge by December. So to stay on track, I need to do another one. So I decided to pick up Forever After All by Katharina Mara. This was recommended by Rebecca. And this will be the first time that I'm reading her, but I know that a couple of people I've seen have already read her books and really liked her. I don't believe I've seen very many people read this particular one. There's a couple of other ones that I've seen most people reading first or whatever, but anyway, this one was recommended. And it says, desperate and out of options, Elena Rousseau walks into a gentleman's club, ready to sell her body in a last attempt to save her mother's life. She didn't expect Alexander Kennedy to be there, and she certainly didn't expect him to propose marriage of convenience. Marrying Alexander means knowingly becoming a tool in his revenge plan, but what choice does she have? So, marriage of convenience, revenge plan against I don't know who. So very interesting, very interesting. I really have no idea what to expect from this author. Again, I haven't read her before, but it does say to expect an alpha hole and sexy time. So I don't know, maybe a little bit bonkers plot, maybe a little bit full of drama. We'll see if that works for me, because sometimes it doesn't. But I could be totally wrong, and this could be the most amazing book I've ever read. And then, of course, I have to pick another Lisa Kleypas book. So every single month, in order to complete Lisa Kleypas' entire backlist, I use a spinner wheel to pick a book by her that I haven't read yet before. So I'm going to use my spinner wheel right now, and it's going to pick one. Okay, let's pick it. Prince of Dreams. I actually have this book, and one time I think this audio is available on Anyplay, and I was going to listen to it, but I didn't really enjoy like the sound of the narrator, so I ended up by not listening to it on Anyplay. But I might have to reattempt it. I don't know. Hold on, let me go get the book because I do actually own this one. Okay, Prince of Dreams. Love it. Has a pretty step back too. Ooh. Love step backs. So Prince of Dreams, I think this has maybe a Russian hero. So I can't tell by the synopsis, is this a second chance romance? I don't know. So Nikolai, he is Russian, a Russian prince. It says that her touch is achingly familiar yet new. So I'm not quite sure if they've had a thing, because it says he's like returned to England or something, and he's trying to win the hand of Emma Stokehurst, but she's promised to somebody else. So very interested. I'm very much enjoying my time going back into Lisa Kleypas' backlist, because a lot of these books here, her early books, are just so different to what she writes currently. I'm still saying currently, even though we haven't heard word from her. I will still be, salty about this a little bit until we get word that she's still going to be writing. I just really hope so. I love her. So yeah, but I'm going to have to let this fill my void, my Lisa Kleypas void, until we do hear something from her. Hopefully, fingers crossed. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. May attempt to read it with Anyplay, but I think for these books that are a little bit older, the audio is not like technically the best. They're not the audiobooks that I tend to gravitate towards. The narration is just a little bit too old for me. So yeah, anyway, very excited to have that one. And the next books are some that I may or may not read. So I did end up by ordering Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and I know that this is supposed to be kind of like have like some elements of Russian fairy tale kind of folklore type of stuff that I really enjoyed. Catherine Arden's, you know, Winter Night trilogy, really love that one. So I'm very interested in this. It seems like there's a cursed wood or something and a dragon who also picks like a bride every year or something like that. So like, I don't know. Kind of interested in reading this one. Maybe read it, maybe not. I'm not quite sure. We'll just see how I feel. Kind of like mood reading, you know, never know what way it's gonna go. I also kind of want to reread this fantasy series. It's not a romance, guys. It's not a romance, but I just want to let you know that I may or may not read this. The Wayfarer Redemption series by Sarah Douglas. Recently, I discovered, as I was telling Crystal about this book, being like, hey, this is a fantasy that I read like many years ago, that it's kind of bonkers and crazy and I love it. And I haven't reread it in more than 10 years, but I recently discovered that it was published before. So this is an Australian author, Sarah Douglas. She has since passed away, but Battle Axe is actually the same book as Wayfarer Redemption, but it was recovered and renamed when I think she went with a different publishing company eventually. But I did end up by getting the original trilogy with their original covers, which I love so much. They're just really beautiful. And I don't really know why she changed the title from Battle Axe to the Wayfarer Redemption, because the title of Battle Axe makes so much sense. It's literally the official title of kind of like the hero of the entire series. So like, anyway, I really like this cover. Very cool fantasy. I don't know. I just really enjoy these types of covers. So I may or may not try to read this one, and maybe another Juliette Maurier. So it just depends. I like reading them with Crystal. She has enjoyed the books that she's read by Juliette Maurier so far, and I've already read pretty much all of her books. That is a lie. I haven't read her Grimm and Thorn series, Grimm and something series. I haven't read that one, but the oldies but goodies, those are the ones that I keep recommending to Crystal, so we may or may not read that together. So yeah, I'm expecting a lot of mood reading for this month. Maybe not a lot, but I'm expecting mood reading for this month. So we'll see how it goes as we progress in March. But please let me know what you guys are excited to try out in March. Are there some new releases that I completely just looked over? Again, like there were some that I am aware of and I am interested in them, but not necessarily for March. But just let me know what you guys are excited to read in March. If you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, and if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe to get notified on any future videos that I do. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, life's better with little HEA. Bye guys.